Hey guys, welcome to the KANU Chronicles. I'm your host Nate, aka Crash. We're jumping into it. It's episode 241. And we're jumping into it on a Thursday, March 12th, I believe it is. Hope you guys are doing good out there. Hope you're surviving this outbreak. This episode will be covering and talking a lot of Corona, since this is this is a huge event now at this point, pandemic. But anyways, before I get into the podcast, and mind you, don't worry, I'm gonna have to take a break here in a second, so if I have a couple pauses, don't trip. Anyways, just to giving you a heads up there, little heads up, guys. But just wanted to get out of the way real quick. First off, thank you. If you're a brand new listener to this podcast, welcome, and I hope you enjoy. Please give me a chance, and hope it makes your day a little brighter or whatever, or makes you relaxed, or I don't know, whatever you might get out of this podcast. But thank you for joining in or jumping in, and I hope it's all good. And to any of the returning listeners, longtime listeners, my friends, always there waiting for an episode, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. I see you guys through the numbers and all that, so I'm aware and I appreciate it. I just want you to know that. And feel free to hit me up on my social media and follow me. So, excuse me. Had to swallow, I don't know what. Anyways, you could follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at KANU Chronicles, and you'll see Crash. So KANU Chronicles, you know you're in the right place. You'll see my face there, whatever. And then also, you can jump on Instagram if you're there too. Follow me at GRTN8. That's Great Nate, but GRTN and the number 8. Just follow me there, and that's it. I haven't been, I got to get back on my Instagram with some stuff. I've been pretty lame just in posting. I post on the story, but I haven't posted pictures and stuff as often as I was for a little while. So, but it depends. Hey, you might like that. You might be like, oh, good, you're not constantly putting stuff up. Some people kind of appreciate that. But I think more people actually want to follow you because you post stuff, so you don't really want to make that the way you work on these things. Let's see here. Alright, I had to get some gas. They're out of a couple of them, but thankfully there is 87, so I'm good. Hold on for a second, this is where I gotta stop. Alright, hey, so jump back on, guys. Sorry, had to get some gas, keep it rolling here, going into work, and all that good stuff. It's a lot of clouds, but there's also sun breaking through where I'm at. So kind of been that weather the last day or two. Saying we're going to have rain all week, but we've only had Monday we got, no, it was a Tuesday, I think. Whatever, yeah. Anyways. It wasn't, the bit we got wasn't that much. It was probably quarter inch at the most or something like that. Just depends where you're at. But I didn't happen to be in it really. We had sprinkles and stuff in the day, but I don't really call that rain. Growing up in Pittsburgh and stuff, it's that's just little drizzle at that. But yeah, hopefully we will, so that's what's going on in the weather here. 62, yeah. It'll get up probably to 70. Could, yeah, very well could. But anyways, just gotta jump into all this coronavirus, the outbreak. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We are it's a, special time because something like this, something of this magnitude, I don't know, obviously can't put it to that level, but I'm just saying, similar, probably just some similar things with it being everywhere type thing. any of us at any age haven't experienced this. I mean, since, there was the Spanish flu over 100 years ago now, so that would be, 102, 103 years ago. So, yeah, so we're in a very unique, unique time and place, and it's interesting, it's just interesting that it's so many, like I said, it crosses generations of people that haven't really experienced this, so, but it's going to be all right, just, we've got to always remember, and it's not comforting for people that may be in those positions, but it is much more dangerous for if you're really much older. I think unfortunately, I think like they're talking even like late 50s and up kind of, I think. Doesn't mean it's all good for everybody. Like, you shouldn't look at it quite like that, but mostly, yeah, it's going to be obviously more, they're going to have a harder time maybe fighting it off, but that also depends on their immune system and things too, so that's not, a instant death thing anyways. It does take some time, but yeah, so, you guys, I'm sure you're reading all the stuff, just relaying some things I'm seeing and reading, but, we just got to try to be as practical as possible about it, and you just got to keep, obviously, living life, but being, cleaner. That's about it. Just hands cleaner as much as you can, and that's all you can do. And then if you do happen to get sick, and even if it's not that, definitely stay at home, do what you got to do. You might have to lose a little money or whatever. You're just gonna, I mean, honestly, if it, in some cases, and it's easier said than done, and I don't know how it would be, but, it's obviously going to probably be case by case format, but, yeah, man, if I would be short on rent or something funky would happen like that because I had to be out, then that's what it is, I'm like, hey, you got to, come on now. I think that would be pretty unfair, and, yeah, you better believe those kind of situations will possibly happen, I'm sure. We may not hear about them much. I'm sure they're already, kind of going on. I'm sure it's some of that. I mean, it goes on all the time anyways. We just don't focus on things like this. So in a way, it's good. It's kind of good having something like this because it's, making people have to look at the more important things. Oh, this guy's trying to make a left. Sorry. My bad. I'm just stuck behind him. Fuck. So, this guy. I can't believe this. Fucking A, man. So, anyways, it is good in the sense, like I said, it's making us have to be cleaner and more aware about things like this, and much more. I think it should get us all awake about life. And also, yeah, it's like, look, this isn't necessarily gonna, this isn't gonna kill everybody. It is gonna get to some people. Absolutely, that will happen. And out of those people, a lot of them will be people that were already probably on their way out as it was. There's that. But that also doesn't mean there's going to be people that wasn't. They were fine. They had, maybe they had some illnesses here and there, but they weren't like, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's going to be variances. There's going to be people that we're going to be surprised, like, oh my God, that they'll probably just, just not, their immune system just isn't there, or whatever's going on, you know what I'm saying? So, it's going to happen, and it's not about if it's somebody famous. I mean, we're talking people we probably are going to know, maybe, who knows, or somebody else, a friend, may not be you, but it's going to be friends on Facebook, somebody in their family. So, yeah, it's going to be, it's not going to be, obviously pretty and nice. That's how this goes, but that is what goes on every day. We just kind of, we take it for granted, actually. Yeah, we do take certain things and aspects of life for granted, absolutely. And we also are, constantly distracted with a lot of nonsense. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good in those ways. I think these make you wake up a little bit, I feel like, or not these, like there's so many, but this situation. It's not just this situation, but like, if you're in a, like the people in Nashville or somewhere like where there's bad tornado damage and people lost homes and everything else, things like that go on all the time, right? Those people, the same thing happens to them, or maybe not all of them, but some of them where, it gets you to, obviously look at the important things and change, maybe you were one way one day, but because of this event, it got you feeling and thinking a whole nother way. It broke you down or whatever, it doesn't have to end or be like the end all, it's just, to make you stronger, right? Just not the way you wanted it, you know what I mean? That's the hard part with things in life. We like to be in control. We really do feel that way, and I think especially now I've expressed it just in the previous podcast, but I'm going to reiterate it. Our technology, us being able to like communicate the way we do and see everything that's going on, and you have so much information at your, it does make you feel pretty, kind of empowered, and even without this, people feel like they're in control. Your life's this way, your life's, you get up, you do the same thing. It's very routine. We're way more routine than we realize, we fall into patterns, the whole nine. So you just have that and have that, and then all of a sudden something happens and it's like, oh, whoa, what's going on, It fucks up your world. So that's the kind of effect we're going to get, or we are getting at the moment, absolutely. So, and one of those effects right now, the sports world is definitely shook, definitely having to close up shop in a lot of ways. Yeah, they're closing down, like, the season. The NBA just shut down last night, basically. NHL saying we don't give a fuck. Come shut us down. That's basically what that's going to be. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, NFL's off, but now it's like NFL Draft, which is going to be a big event in Vegas. That's going to be a problem. There's a lot of events getting canceled, like NAB, which is a big part of my industry and the broadcast industry at large. Any broadcaster, any entertainment, big company, cameras, equipment, things in those nature, anything connected like that. Somebody, they have engineers and certain technical people, they go to these events. It's a pretty big event, NAB. Not the biggest, but it's sizable enough. That's canceled. Coachella's postponed, not so much canceled. They just moved it. They're moving it to October. So hopefully that works out good. And, it's just going on and on. As South by Southwest, they were like one of the first. So, good on them. And, the governor of California, Newsom, he's trying to limit any event here to 250 and less type situation. Of course, not going to be completely easy to enforce, but there will be a thing with that. And, it sends a message, and people, obviously you're starting to respond accordingly or get used to that idea. Just it's sudden, it's gonna, be tough, but we all have to kind of accept that's what it is. Some of these things we just gotta go ahead and say, hey, guess we're doing, you know what? I'm going to, I like going to live music. I like seeing that. So, I guess I'm going to go to the local bar, see a guy playing some guitar or something like that, Like, that's just what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go, hey, 250 people type an event ain't too bad, really. That could still be a very fun time, It could be, that's still not terrible. Yeah, so it's just, it's just adjustments, fuck it, no NBA, well, fucking, maybe go play ball yourself, or, watch, reruns of basketball. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to, like, soften that one. It's tough, it's disruptive. If you're a big sports fan, I'm a pretty good sports fan myself, and I'm not too, I'm obviously not excited about that, but that's how it goes. Thankfully I'm not super into it. I don't have tickets and all that stuff, but it'll be all right. I mean, we just have to, this is way more important. It's just the way it is. Oh man. So yeah, just, heading in right here. I'm going to close out though for now. Close out. I'll be back. We're going to keep talking, but I'll be back. All right. All right. Jumping back on it, guys. It's a Thursday evening in the West Coast. Just bouncing out of here. Oh, it's pretty chilly. It's like it's saying in my car right here, 55. Joey Porter. Shout out to Joey Porter, ex-former badass Steeler player. One of my favorites. Number 55. That's right. It's my only jersey I got. That's the only jersey I got. I gotta get. I'm way. I gotta get me some new ones, man. If we got a season, I don't care if we do or not. I need to get a new one of some sort, anyways. Oh man, so a lot of Corona talk, of course. I was checking my usual. I listen to good portion of the day. I check out Sports Grid. Yeah, it's pretty much all day today. A lot of times, not every time, but yeah, I definitely check out quite a bit of them. I know I've mentioned them, but yeah, Sports Grid, they're on YouTube. Streaming, I think they were streaming 18 hours a day. Of course, that's going to come down quite a bit, I'm sure, because of I don't know about how much, maybe not too much, maybe it'll be a few hours less, I don't know, but, because of all the sports cancellation, it's really kind of ruining a lot of, I'm sure it's going to be affecting and ruining a lot of different outlets and channels, obviously ESPN being the major one, but, never mind them, the regular, the smaller guy out there trying to make it happen, or, Sports Grid in particular, they're a little, they're definitely a smaller guy, but they're, pretty good, obviously a good upstart, if you want to call it. I mean, they've been doing it for a little while. It's not like they just popped up on the scene, but, yeah, so there's not, obviously not too much sports talk. I mean, they're definitely mixing it in there where they can. They're talking, potentials of this, potentials of that, kind of debating, amongst the host about, what can happen, and then they're also, like, finding anything they could bet on, whatever's working out there. Let's see what we can do, So it's a lot of adjustments going on, but great talk about, all this stuff, with the virus and such, and yeah, so a lot of it's just what's going on, guys. So this is what it is. I'm sure I'm not the only podcast. We're probably just like probably, a lot of podcasts, as much as, content's different subject matters, there's things that, at times, I'm sure pretty much most podcasts will probably cover or say the same things about, world events, certain thing in the news that's, kind of like little bigger that, like enough where they have, it's like you got to comment on it type thing, So, I don't know, I'm probably over-explaining or talking about it in that fashion, but, that's what it is. That's what it is right now. A lot of stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a mixed bag. You got, on one hand, you got people that are, I don't really think there's panic like people, I mean, there's some. I'm not saying there isn't. I mean, the real clear, like where you see it probably more is with some of the stores, the way people are buying up certain things. And, that's probably the biggest one. Other than that, at least right for now, I don't see too much else, I mean, in my little bit of commute and being out and about for my day, which is, not nothing. I mean, I'm out between going home. I like to stop for a second at my little spot. So I'm probably between just being out and about. It's probably like a good 3-4 hours type thing, give or take. So I'm getting a little sliver, just like most of us are. It's, pretty much the same for most of us in different ways. But so far, it's been all right. It's been all right. Not actually yesterday, last night, when I stopped at my spot, was that was the first time I really felt people being like affected more. I think because of the NBA being canceled, obviously that doesn't help. And it just was like just a whole lot of things. So it really hit people. I felt like here yesterday, and at least there, just amongst the little bit of people I was around. But that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. So, but otherwise, not too much else, man. People on the road, it's been okay. I mean, the normal drivers, normal idiots, and good drivers. It's not all, I don't want to make it like it's all bad. It really isn't. So, yeah. So I'm just saying these things to, if that hopefully, I think people need to hear, I think we need to hear these things, from each other. I mean, but other people's perspective or perception of things are different, and there's reasons too. I mean, especially if you got kids. I mean, if you're just, you're having to deal with more interfacing of people, yeah, your reality is different, so, that's just what it is. That's life. That's the way it is. But, if I can give you a little calmness by telling you this, then that's, hopefully that's cool. I'm not just trying to say it for whatever. If there's something that's going on, I'll definitely bring it up. But yeah, nothing really that abnormal in my book for the most part. It looks like there's a lot of traffic going north on the freeway here. I think I'm not going to be jumping on that just yet. No. That's why I like taking a little extra time. There's no big rush. Oh, wow. Yeah, so, I think it's just going to be, it is going to be tough, man. It's to really not have sports. I mean, it's one thing if you, a little postponement here and there type thing, or maybe even if it was one league, or I don't know, which pretty much wasn't going to happen, because once one goes, it's like, yeah, come on. And that's what we saw in these last 24 hours, really. And, yeah, it's not going to go like the way that they want, because governments and local governments, they're all making moves, so even if you try to keep going, they're going to be like, nah, dog, you ain't doing shit. New York City just did it. Now they're in a state of emergency, and we're getting in the mix now. We're getting in the mix. But then on the other hand, there's things we got to keep, it's like we got to keep a balance here with sanity and all that stuff. So it's a little tricky right now. I understand the importance and the reality of it. So, and just because this is the thing, another little thing, just because even if you feel like, no big deal, you're not worried about it, and for good reason, I don't think most of us really have to worry that bad about it. We'll be all right, we may probably get it, but we may, just get over it pretty simply, high chance of that, by all accounts that we know of. And that's the problem, is everybody now, with good reason, I'm not saying bad reason, but all of us too think the other, we're very funny about like what we're believing. Like, well, they're saying that, but so and so's this, but our news, or what we're hearing for the numbers, but those are right. It's like, how is any of this like, but in the same breath, that person will complain about, somebody will complain about some fake news or whatever, and rightfully so at times. I'm not saying that's not true, guys, but we got to pick a spot here. So I think really, to me right now, I'm in a place of like, hey, we all just don't know really. Like our numbers right now, they're saying, I think as of today, it's like 1,500 and some change U.S. that are infected, that have been confirmed. And I forget how many deaths, maybe 30. Okay. Not terrible, not real bad. That's not great, but it's going to happen. Sure, those people, or a number of them, weren't in great health already. Just like any, it's going to be this pretty much what's been going on, at least. But that's what we know. But in testing, we've done nothing. Like, that's what we got to, like, we have not tested shit. It's real low numbers. And if you want to get tested, it's not like you could just really go. Like, you can go and ask, but if you don't quite have this and that symptoms, they're not just doing it like that yet. So that's a problem. I mean, it's understandable the way the hospitals or how they're going to work with that. I get it. I mean, I don't have a real problem with that overall. But in just terms of us talking and everybody just going, yeah, but it's like, we can't say that. We don't really know the number right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Is like, we got to be a little, man, you just really see and realize how much people like to fucking argue when anything happens per se, let alone this. It's a waste. I'm not going to sit there and go on with people. If somebody believes a certain way, it's like, all right, fine. Hey. Now, with that being said, it still doesn't mean, freak out. There's no, being aware is good. Panicking and worried, nothing. Doesn't help. Does not help. It's not, yes, it's normal. We're going to have, each of us might have some more of that than others, but we got to tame that, man, and get your logic together and just look at what's in front of you. And that's it, man. Stop. We can't start thinking, don't think like a movie about every fucking situation. This isn't Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman, and you get the fucking take. So it'll work out. I'm sure it's just we're all in the same boat, like I was just saying earlier. And I think in many ways it's best just to be like, hey, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I know this, or I'm just going, hey, I don't know. I don't really know. We're all getting the same information here and there, or not, So anyways, let me stop, and I'll be back again soon. Alright guys, just jumping back on here. Getting into Friday. It's Friday the 13th, and it's appropriate with all that's going on, right? As COVID-19 is Jason, I guess. Anyways, just getting into it, already on the road, but getting on my way to work shortly. But I can figured I'd fire it up. I'll do a little good portion here. So, man, I'm just freaking hungry. Definitely want to get a little something to eat somewhere. Been going to 7-Eleven, and I grabbed they have a little breakfast pizza. I tried it a while back, and it wasn't bad, so I get those. I've been getting them a little often, but they're only like a couple bucks, and they're not that big or anything like that, but it's not a bad one for something fast, in my opinion. But it is like a kind of a process kind of deal, but a lot of stuff is, man. Unless you cook it yourself, right? Or if you go to like a more of a healthier place, so to speak. But oh man, so we are getting a ton of rain, it looks like. Today it's sprinkling right now. It's light, but it's wet. The roads are wet. Nice clouds in the mountains and shit. It looks nice. I like it. It's good change. We get a lot of sun, so I'm not mad at it. It could be a little funky because, you got to look at other drivers. Other people get freaked out with rain, even if it's light. They just don't know how to act for whatever reason. It's not, I don't know. It's not the most difficult thing. You just maybe be a little more careful, drive a little slower. Depending on, hopefully if you got, I just got some new tires, and it definitely makes a difference. It's on the front. The back ones are, like I said, I got to get those taken care of soon. But they're okay. I could probably even roll almost a year with them if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it within some months, if not sooner, just because why not get it out of the fucking way. But yeah, at least they're still in, good enough shape. They're not like the other ones got. The other ones got a little they were going to be a problem if I didn't get those done. That was going to be a potential accident, But it's all good. Nothing like that happened. We're all happy and doing our thing here. Oh, man. Taking care of shit, making some money, paying the bills, trying to figure out how to get that extra money. Not try to figure it out. Actually, I know. I just gotta get on my job with it. So, in that mode, paying attention to what's going on with this, virus stuff, the pandemic. We'll see what happens, Just, I think definitely the next 2 weeks will be pretty telling. Yeah, I definitely would say so. Next 2 weeks, definitely much more. It'll tell us a lot more. We'll see. So, but day by day here, thankfully so far, I haven't seen a confirmed explosion in numbers. But then again, like I said, we're not getting you know, we're not getting real accurate because we're not really testing. So it's like, well, yeah. So, and you know, like I said, partially, that's understandable. It's partial. I can't say it isn't. You know, like a lot of people aren't. You know, they're not gonna get like really bad, you know, bad condition or anything. It'll be, you know, fairly, like they said, mild, so to speak. So, look, that's what it is. That's what we're, you know, hearing or told. So, gotta take it, you know, and it seems to be that way, I guess. So, see how it is when you gotta try to trust each other with information. That's what I think. Hopefully, we get out of something like this, man. You know, I think we should try to respect the, you know, each other trying to get information. You know, I don't know. I think we could just be better with this, you know, in the sense of like, hey, we're all trying to figure it out at the same time. You know, there's a lot of things bouncing around. We have to try to, each of us, sit down and boil it down. But just, you know, let's not be so harsh. Some people are going to, you know, whether you think they're freaking out too much or you feel whatever, you know, let's just try to be, it's just simple respect and just like, don't get mad. Like, you know what you know, then you do that accordingly. Don't worry about it. If that person is doing something else or whatever, then you can't, you know, dictate anything. You know, you could try to be helpful or something, but it's not worth fighting and all this nonsense, you know, because that's what it ends up. You got to look at it like, well, that's where it ends up. That's all you're doing. You're not doing anything with it. You're just, you know, blah, 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 you know, you're just happy to make your point, you know, and that doesn't, you know what I mean? That's a waste of time. Like, you have to realize at some point, like, it happens. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? People we all do, but we have to stop and like also go, okay, well, what am I getting from doing this? Is this going to, you know, like, you got to stop and really think is what I'm saying. That's all. And I think people do, you know, whether consciously or they just, you know, get sick, you know, naturally just go, fuck it. I think there's a lot of that in life. A lot of, fuck it moments. Right? I think there is sometimes. I don't know. Maybe for other people it's not. They really go tooth and nail over everything in life. I don't know. That's tough. I think it's tough. I mean, you know, I think that's kind of like not the best way to live. But I don't know. That's some people's fuel, I guess. Oh man. What was I gonna say? Not much else, but yeah, that's what's going on so far. Man, yeah, I'll definitely find we're gonna have to get into some other subject matters. You know, I'm not gonna just go on about the virus consistently all the way through, but it's what it is. Yeah, speaking of, you got people freaking out in the market, you know, going out shopping and getting mad at each other and all, you know, shelves getting empty at certain places. It's funny because I see these videos and pictures, and I'm not saying they're lies. I'm sure it's going on, but I just haven't, you know, at my local markets and stuff. I mean, they're probably out of some things. I don't know. I haven't like tried to look at sanitizer. I think my wife went to Walgreens. They were out of it. But across the way at Vallarta, I don't have they just seem like they have everything. You know, it doesn't feel any different in there. So, you know, there's pockets here and there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I haven't gone. I guess that would be a fun video to do right now. Is go to as many stores as you can and try to like really assess, you know. You'd think the fucking news would do better things like that, right? I think that they would, but I think it's, at this point with everything, look, it's on us, man. We have our own news, we have our own YouTube, we have the podcast like I'm talking right now. Like, why are we constantly, I mean, to some degree, yeah, you gotta look at news, but I think this is the way, you know, let's get more independent news, you know. journalism, local. You have to start local. I mean, you know, if you don't have the money and resources, you're just trying to do this out of the spirit of, you know, that's what you'd have to do. You know, you just be local, just keep it simple. You're going to have some good shit, you know, if you try a little bit. Maybe get with some people that you know that, or find some local cats, some local young journalists that are going to school for it and stuff. And now you got them involved and you fucking, you know, you piece it together, you know. But yeah, you start doing, if we start having more people get channels and do that, man, imagine, it'd be pretty fucking interesting. You know, I think, I mean, there's a lot of independent, so to speak, journalism, but I'm not shitting on them by doing this. They do a lot of great commentary, and I'm sure they put work into what they're doing on YouTube and their channels and stuff like that. I'm not shitting on that, but a lot of it's just getting it from the main big news organizations, and they're the big stories, and I get it. It's really because of views, and you know, it is a lot of work and time for what I'm proposing. But like I said, I'm talking about it in a different viewpoint. You're going to go after local, and you go from there. But if I'm just saying, if you started having, like, let's say in LA, we had 10 YouTube channels started dedicating to local coverage of things, right? And opinions, and you know what I mean? Talk, whatever. It doesn't have to be just constant news story, but like, but also maybe talking to people and interviews like that with just regular, you know, not even always regular, but you know, mostly regular type people, or people that aren't famous or not known, but they have business or whatever. They're a doctor or whatever the hell, actors, actresses. But yeah, you can mix that all in, and if you had like 10 going on like that through LA, and then you start having so many out in Detroit and so on, it would be, now you're going to get like that full bigger picture, and you could, you know, yeah, I mean, you start making like a network amongst each other, you know, a Facebook group, shit like that. So I'm putting it out there. There it is, free ideas. I have no problem. I'm going to probably start sharing more of them if they come along. But yeah, that's the kind of, you know, that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see that happen more on YouTube. Maybe it is out there more. I'm not really looking for it, so I don't know. Maybe there is. They're just not coming up for whatever reason, or, you know, they're not doing, maybe they're not really good at YouTube. You know, because there is that as a problem. You know, there's probably some great videos out there, but they don't know how to title and do other things. So, but partially, yeah, it's the algorithm, and you have to go deep in YouTube. It's just, you know, it's just the way it is. But no, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Look, if you have channel, if you really like did this the way I'm talking, you're going to come up in YouTube. You're going to do well. Like, there's no doubt. You know, especially if you got some, you know, especially if you got some pretty good personalities, and, you know, the stories are put together well enough, or whatever, you know, like the work is done well. Yeah, like that would work. You know, it's going to take time. You got to grind on it, but that's just anything, you know, when it comes to whatever you're doing. I mean, there's some form of that. There's just no way around it. I mean, there is. The only way around it is you got to pay and hire people then, but that's still a certain amount of work and grind to get those people too, and hopefully they're the right ones, so, and the money, so, see what I'm saying? It's still, you know, there's still work involved. There's no magic button or anything. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop for now, and I'll be back. All right, guys, jumping in. It's Monday morning, about to hit the afternoon pretty soon, on a new schedule at work, so you're going to, be hearing me just at a different time of day Doesn't mean you won't. It'll be the same though. It won't be much different outside of if I'm not in my car. But I'm on a mission right now. I'm about to go, and I'm trying to find toilet paper, guys. Oh man, it's fucking coronavirus got people. I have no problem. Like, I get it. We have nothing wrong with stocking up a bit, right? But didn't need to go. You don't need to go crazy, man. And you have people out there trying to, it's now they're getting fucked, but they're trying to, make some money off of it, which I understand that. I get that ambition, which I don't think is terrible, but not gouging people. I think that's fucked up. Putting people in a desperate situation. So now we've been, I just been experiencing where, I've gone to some stores and we're out, there's nothing around, but we're good. I mean, I'm good. I got stuff at home, so not too bad, but I want to definitely get us we definitely need some more if this is what we got to look forward to, because that's the thing now. It's like, oh, is this what we're gonna do? Like, every time there's fucking a new shipment, it's like, oh, we gotta get some more. It's like stockpiling toilet paper isn't gonna fucking keep you away from the virus, idiot. So that's all right, but take a look around when you go to your stores, and you'll see you'll see what people aren't touching, and there's stuff. There's always going to be, like, the vegetables and all that. There's going to be plenty of that. Idiots won't start being just healthier. That's a good thing to start with. I'm not the most healthiest, but I'm just, you hear me. Or, well, if you're on Instagram, I mean, if you're checking me out, I post my daily juice of the week I make at home, which I actually drank it over the course of 3 days. Albeit, I kind of water it down, but still, I keep that up weekly, and I'm going to be doing even more. I was already planning to, so now it's just like, okay, schedule's shifted. I'm on a late shift now, so I have to get used to that and have to stay up later, which I could do. I mean, it's just getting to that point when you get a little tired and then you just got to stay up. But I'm not trying to do too much caffeine. I can't really do that either. It's not good for me. It's not good for most any of us, really. And overtime, guys, overtime. If you have some caffeine, you're still pretty young, and you're not crazy with it, have at it. And even if you are a little crazy with it, you still got time. But just know, at a certain age, maybe I would say by 35, probably start taking that shit back a bit, if not all the way down. Yeah, definitely get into that mode. You'll be happy you did it. So there's a lot of things. We'll get into some of that at some point. But anyways, let me stop for now. I'm going to start with my first place, Walgreens. We're going to see if they got it right off the bat. Okay. So first location, Walgreens here. They're right next to me. That's why it was super fast. Like, I usually would walk here, but today I was like, well, I'm not going to have that luxury. I have to go. Let me tell you guys, they got everything. Like, the store looks good in there. Like, it looks nice and full for the products mostly, right? But the paper aisle, boom, gutted. So I asked her, asked him, it wasn't her, it was him. Doesn't matter, guys. You ain't there, you don't even see anything. You don't even know. I said, when's the next shipment? They said Thursday. So they're on the Thursday schedule. I don't know if that'll be everywhere. I think different. Each place has some different. It depends on who they're dealing with. It's probably a common day. It's Thursday. I wouldn't doubt that. So, anyways, that's good news. Let's see. So knowing that, you just have to get there early on Thursday, probably. Or not. Yeah, if I have to do that, that's not the worst. I'm still plenty fine. But we're going to hit up to the next spot here at Vallarta. We're going to see what's up. But, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on, guys. So, obviously, this whole thing's gonna, it's taken over a bit of our lives. Sorry if that's what we're gonna talk about a lot. But I don't know why I'm apologizing. That's what it is on any of these. That's what you're gonna hear anywhere. Sports, ESPN, they have to talk about it. They also, try to find where they could talk about some sports, and they fit that in. Any little inkling of sport, All right. So we're going to go to this next spot, Vallarta, which up until just the other day, it seemed, even though it wasn't there every day, it was all well and good, And then, boom, yesterday I was fucked. This guy with his fucking door. All right. We're going to see what's up. All right, guys, back on. Sorry. Place number 2. This one was a little more extensive. I ended up actually still going in to get a couple things, but they didn't have any. This is the same store, Vallarta, I was just mentioning. So, yeah, they didn't have their... they haven't gotten the shipment. So, but I saw the store, they had other items up where they were, were kind of out yesterday, so that's good. And it wasn't bad. I still got a few things. And I'll tell you though, it's getting, I'll give you what I see on a quick scan. I see the toilet paper gets rated, some of the meat items, but still the meat counter has plenty, so that's not really rated. But yeah, the pre-packed ones are kind of gone. I mean, there are less of them, but you can still find some stuff there. And let's see, the lunch meats, the hot dogs, stuff like that. Just processed food, I would say overall in the store is getting gutted. The frozen section of all that terrible food, all those meals and shit, those are getting gutted. Let's see. What else? Water, but there's water. There's just not the small bottles, but you can get big, large jugs. So that's fine. As long as you got a cup to pour them in, you're just fine. What else? Bread's gone. As far as sliced bread, you could find other bread, I think. Yeah, you could do tortillas. There's plenty of that. Sorry, guys. I don't know why this guy's taking so long to turn right. Fucking go. God, I don't know what he was... I'm sure he could have went already, this fucking guy. I hate getting in and out of parking lots. Some of these, they're terrible. But now I'm going to be going to Smart and Final. But yeah, I'm trying to give you a few items. This is probably pretty common items in every place. But... that probably varies, but yeah, I noticed spaghetti sauce and probably pasta, pretty down. Beans, I think potatoes. Even though I got some red potatoes, they're not gone. There's some. It's just you may not get what you want type thing. Yeah, that's pretty much the items. But there's still tons of everything. There's plenty of chips. Those guys chip guys, that's all the time. Yeah, there's plenty of all the chips in the world, all the sodas in the world. I don't ever see that place too out of soda. I don't know if people really, I don't think they buy it really like that these days. At least in this one, yeah, seriously, I think about it. I don't really ever see it gone. I'm sure that people buy it. It's just, I don't think they're buying time. I think people really got the message with that more. They're not really getting into sodas with their kids. Probably here and there. I'm not saying they're not having any, but it's not like what it used to be. That's been coming for some years, but I think that's. But again, it's hard to say because those trucks, soda trucks, and Frito and all those guys, they run all the time. They like to keep that shit going. So you almost can't tell how much they're selling in a way, because it could seem like nobody buys that shit. What else? Yeah, that was pretty much it. When I gave you the rundown, that's it. And then the only other thing I noticed they did was they blocked off their little seating area for eating there. They have their own like food section. You could get like wings or like, burritos and all that kind of stuff. So there's like a little like cafe set up in a way. So they have that blocked now. Nobody, they're trying to keep that down. So yeah, so good job by Erta. Didn't make it, wasn't stressful. It was no big deal. Took a little, maybe it might have taken me a little longer, but I don't really think so. I think it was about the same as it always would be. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, it might have been like another 10 minutes or more, barely. I just don't think so, though. It wasn't that bad. I was waiting in line, and then I got up to the front, and the guy, like, stopped it right when I got right there. Like, I was right there. And he said, yeah, we're doing it every 15, 20 minutes. We'll let you in type thing. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, all right, man, I got to wait here. And then, meanwhile, he let me in. It was like, all of a sudden, he let us go. And, like, I don't know. Like, after he said that, it was like 3 minutes or so. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's no big deal. So, and it was fine. There wasn't a ton of people in there. And obviously that system's working out. So, I think it's no big deal. It just depends on people. But, yeah, ultimately with this stuff, man, it's just how we react. If we get all fucking riled up and, stirring the pot, it's not going to do anything. All you got to do is just be calm. Just try to be a little more calm. The hours are adjusted. You just kind of do things accordingly. And that's it. You got to pretty much, there's nothing for you to do. There's no bars. That was implemented. If I didn't mention it already, that was implemented basically last night for here in LA. And I think it's spreading, pretty much around the country right now. So bars, restaurants are cool, but no dine-in. They're just having you take out. And same with bars. If they got food, they could have them do that. And but I'm a little confused on that. I think it's I think they're just doing 2 weeks. I think they're doing 2 weeks. Like some stuff's gonna be longer. Some, I don't know. I'm a little confused, but yeah, that which it's gonna be rough. Yeah, I mean those businesses, I don't know. They got to figure out something, and I'm sure that's the other part, trying to figure out some kind of way to cover people, cover businesses and so forth, some kind of plan for that, hopefully, but we'll see. The federal government, it really needs, oh my God, they could do all this so much better. I mean, but we're in the midst of it now, so what are you going to do? I could rail on about that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes out. Problem is, we don't know. We're trying to get the numbers, trying to get these kits out. They're, just playing catch up, and they're getting there. I think we're getting on our way to 20,000 tests. So that's a big jump from what it just was. So got to take what it is, man. And I mean, there's nothing you can bitch and I don't know, like you could do whatever, but this is where we're at, So we'll see. Just the good thing is it's a good, finally the response is really happening in a good way. So it could have, it's just that we could have probably helped that many more, probably acting a bit earlier. But, the fact that it's happening now is still really good. It is. And I was reading a little bit about the Spanish flu, and apparently that was a part of it. That was a part of what made the numbers so big was acting slow in response and not, doing certain measures like this. America had 6 about 700,000 people die off that shit. So, and the result of it was after World War I. The troops brought it back from Europe. So yeah, that the city, basically the cities that jumped. I think St. Louis was one of the early ones. What I was reading, they got like the mayor, they didn't fuck around. They got right to it and were like, nope, this, and this. So, and so there was obviously some differences between cities. So you could see where other certain ones the numbers were less because they were on it. So we're in the same. It's the same thing, and. This, however, at least, maybe yes, federally late, but I feel locally and other things, I think people have been, locally and so forth have gotten more on it more quickly. And it's, pushed, it's just whatever. We're not, you sit there and argue, and it is, there's no denying it. I mean, it is like, it is a little slower than it could have been, absolutely, or a lot slower in some case if you want to look at it that way. But can I even park here? Alright, I don't know about that. I'm not gonna fucking do that because I got trucks here and shit. I don't need to be blocking anybody. This is bullshit. Parking. Yeah, it's a little packed here. There's a little line going on, but this one's not as much. We're just going to find out. I'm at the third location, Smart and Final. And after this, I'll probably be like, that's it, too. I'm not doing anything else. Because I got to get ready for work soon. I'd like to get this podcast up. But, yeah, I should be able to get this up. This will be it. Fuck, man. I'm stuck with all this traffic here. Definitely gonna have to park off the lot. So, just bear with me here, guys. But yeah, like I said, we could sit here and we are. There's people plenty doing it where you can bitch and moan, or not bitch and moan, but like keep talking about we're behind. Yes. We are a bit behind, but the fact is, like I said, right now it's happened. Places and cities are starting to really make those moves, and it's gonna work out. We just don't know how good or not. We'll just see, but it'll work out. Oh man, people just gotta take it. You gotta roll with it. You gotta realize, again, remind yourself, mostly this is, this isn't the end. Like, you're not gonna necessarily die off this. But yeah, is there a chance? Of course. So that's just the way it goes. But that's flus all the time. So that's the thing we gotta always remember. So, all right, I'll be back. All right. So the third location, final location, I'm thinking. Well, I got one more. I do have one more. Even two. But yeah, nothing. No paper. So I didn't even get in line. I saw the aisle from the window, so I was like, oh, okay, there's nothing. Which I think a lot of people are. Well, I don't know about a lot of them. I hope they see it themselves too, and if anything, they should just like, hey guys, there's no paper, and that way you're not going to waste any time. But I think people are just going to shop for something, and then there's probably legit like people trying to get some other shit too. That's true. I'm not trying to say they're not, but a lot of this is, it's been going after toilet paper, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I saw a couple earlier at the Vallarta, and they did it right. They walked up. I think they looked. Or I thought maybe they asked, but they probably looked and saw. Because I could see. I was able to see it once I got up there, but I could have probably did that the same way they did. And they boned out. They just walked up. Nope, no toilet paper. All right, see ya. The security guy at the door didn't know. It's funny because it was right there. It's like, how don't you know there's no toilet paper? Like, come on. But that might be what they're saying too, just because they want to get you in. But you could see it. So that was on me at that point. But it's cool. I still wanted to get a few things. That was worth still getting the things I got anyway. So because I waited in that line, I was like, well, I might as well get something now. So, but I'm not doing it at Smart and Final. There's no use for that. Yeah, it's not that important. All right, we're gonna go to. Is this Food for Less? Am I coming up? Okay, this is Nordoff. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Food for Less here. Closed. FU Corona. That's awesome. My Norwood bar. That's their signage. Closed. FU Corona. Yep. That's right. Fuck you. That's bullshit. It's a bullshit. I mean, I don't blame it, but I think that, well, I guess that's the thing. They're just like, I think that you could work it out with bars too. I think that you can manage it a certain way there too. You know, I really do. I think, just have a limit, hey, so many people at a time type thing or something, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's tough. It's just because I feel for those places, they're going to have a really, it could be really, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's tough on everybody, but it's, I don't know. That's tough, but that's what happens with this shit, unfortunately. A lot of businesses get it, and it's a whole chain reaction. It's not just the bar, that's the thing people don't realize. A lot of things around, all this stuff really affects it. But anyways, let's see here. Good Food for Less, we're going to give it a shot since it's right here. It's just down the street, so it was like, why not? I'll take a look here. Not seeing a line. Well, let's see. Oh, this guy. So, alright, hold on guys, and I'll be back. Give you the update. Alright, jumping back on here. I think I didn't do the last part of my search. I went all the way to a Korean market and Food for Less. Yeah, that's where it was. That's where I left it. I think I didn't go from there. So Food for Less, they didn't have it, but I did get some paper towels. I scored. There was like a go back cart like from the employees, so I went over to them to ask them about like when that was coming in, the shipment, and they said, well, it comes every day, so it's just whatever comes in. So it's like, oh, so it's kind of random, I guess. They don't really know exactly for like a certain product, or at least those two did it. But there were some paper towels right there, and so I went ahead and took those. And it was only it was 6 roll for $3.99. Some pretty good ones, like one of the like store brand, I think. I didn't care. I was like, you know what, done. Let's get them. And yeah, worst case, you could always use paper towel if you need, a little something. But no, I think we're gonna be just fine. We still got a lot, and then yeah, paper products overall. So I'll just have to, just keep a lookout coming up. because it's going to be like this for a little bit. People are going to be keeping it, like I said, they're going to keep getting more and stuff, but now there's going to be limits. They're going to keep it strict, which it's too bad it didn't start that way, but, now they know, so that's going to have to be limited and all that. And now it will be good. I think the paper products has been the one. Otherwise, I mean, there's some other things maybe they'll want to look at, but I think that's the big one. Bread, probably. Yeah, bread and paper products. And I didn't see much, like I said, I think otherwise it's probably fine. I don't know. I'm sure they're going to adjust on how much they're selling, or who knows. Everybody's in the same boat. But, yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. I'm going to work here, going late. It's raining. It's just like, it couldn't come at a crazier time, like all this rain. It's a lot of rain, too. It's not like, it could be even a lot heavier. It's not that bad, but it's definitely enough for out here. Yeah, I'm not going to stay on this freeway long at all. It makes it a little tough to drive, and you can see that well. I mean, you could see, but it's a little funky. So, I'm going to do my usual drive. I'm not changing that. Might as well just keep it the same. I'm not trying to be super fast. But anyways, yeah, it's gray. I mean, it is definitely like stay home weather. But traffic's good. It's busy. It's still busy, but it's not that bad. So yeah, man, it's pretty heavy duty stuff, man. All this going down. There's like curfews happening, and I think that's gonna probably, as far as I know in LA, I think I still haven't heard that, but it's pretty much gonna do it itself, because there's no nightlife now, so it's going to be just like, people are just going to be home. And of course, they're not wanting to encourage house parties, but I think that's going to be kind of hard. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You're going to have people get together, man. I don't think that's going to end up happening at some point. But I'd say, amongst even that, people are going to probably keep it small. You don't want to have this fucking idiot texting. Idiot. At least it's not too bad. Yeah, this is nice right here. So that's what's going on, man. But I'm trying to think of anything else I've seen or read. You guys know. You guys are reading it. You guys are ahead of me by the time you're going to hear this. So it's going to be hard to have the newest of the new when stuff is just going on. But yeah, it's pretty wild, man. We're all probably going to say the same thing. Never in my life I've seen, this. And that's real shit. But, the market really went down hard today, about 3,000 points, like real crazy. So that's pretty bad. Yeah, it's just not going well at the moment, but it's worldwide. We're like a worldwide recession probably now. So that's something to deal with on top of, on top of all this, but that means different to different people. I mean, right now I know there's a lot of people, unfortunately, without jobs right away. People I know. So far, so good with my work. I think it's. I feel really good about post-production because it is an isolated kind of job, and I think that we could keep operations going. I feel pretty good about that. I know the lot. They may, I heard that Sony lot closed. I didn't see. I'd have to look up about that if that really is the case, but it might be to the public type thing. I think that. I think that we can keep some of this stuff functioning. Maybe not as much. Obviously, they're probably gonna, like, I'd be surprised, like, if we have tours today, I'd be pretty surprised if we're still doing tours. And I know that makes a lot of money for the lot. But although they do keep the groups pretty good, they're not really, like, I was going to say, where I'm at, like, the groups aren't bad. It's pretty small. So maybe they'll be able to handle it. They'll figure out something, or maybe have people wear gloves, or I don't know. I don't know if they can do a whole lot. But at least, like I said, it is kind of pretty small, so I don't feel, it doesn't make me, I don't really feel weird, because I'm not, when I get to work, it's not like there's a ton of people I'm really around. It's pretty open. The commissary and stuff might have to start making it where they're just to go. I could see that happening. You know, like, you'll just do that. But, yeah, we're going to see. It's my first day this week where everything has just gotten that much crazier. Like, in one day. Yeah, it's been like that for this whole thing. It's been like one day, boom, this. And one day, boom, that. You know, it's just like, damn. It's pretty fucking wild, man. But it's necessary. I mean, you know, if you're going to take care of this kind of stuff, you do have to restrict movement. You know, you really do. And you have to just, you know, it's going to suck, man. Like I said, it sucks if you're not, like, that's the thing I worry is, like, people aren't going to be working, you know. I hope they're going to be able to hang in there, and how long. And I mean, there are some more options these days for work, which is good. So you'll have some people that will figure that out, or maybe they already have something they're already kind of doing. So, you know, that's really the best thing you can do, is just try to adjust, you know, to make it work. Maybe, you know, hopefully it's going to be as much or more if you're lucky, but, you know, it's just going to be hard times, possibly. So that's always life, really, though. It's not like it doesn't go on. It's just now it's going to be like, well, definitely intensified to some degree. So, yeah, it's pretty damn bummer feeling. I don't know. I'm using terrible words. I'm just trying to, like, give a feeling. But yeah, it's not great, of course. You know, just kind of feeling like what's coming. You know, how this is going, what's happening. It's wild. Yeah, it's definitely wild. But when I look around right now, as I drive and stuff, it doesn't seem too different. You know, where I'm at. I am on a back kind of like industrial area right now along train tracks, so it kind of always is like whatever. I mean, I'm seeing regular traffic, pretty much typical traffic here. Maybe it's a little lighter, but then I'm kind of thrown off because I'm not out at this time now usually. I've been at work at this time, so yeah, I've been working days now since October. So yeah, now it's a shift for me, but I've done this before. I've gone back and forth. No biggie. I'll make it work. Because you know what? We're in a dark room, so it almost doesn't even seem any different. It definitely doesn't seem any different at all. Let's see here. Yeah. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. It's going to be wild. It's like a nice long haul. I got to give my mom a call. But, yeah, I talked to her a couple days ago. I'll give her a call. But, yeah, it's going to be, a good while here. I mean, you know, I think there's some things they're trying to just cut for 2 weeks and then come back to it. But and then there's other things it's like 8 weeks, and I don't know. So it's going to be pretty, I don't know. I think it's just, you know, we're just in the midst of this, so we'll see how some of that pans out. But just gotta, just kind of hang in there, man. That's it. Try to help each other out. Keep everything, main thing is keeping everything relatively calm. Try not to, there's going to be, there's potential violence that can happen and people get desperate. But we got to figure out a way to, hopefully it doesn't get there, but it's no way to predict, people start getting cagey and, different stresses and all that stuff. But, main thing is you can't, me and my wife were talking about it, you can't really, throw people out of their places. It would be a real problem. And, we'll see how it plays out. But, you got to start thinking of all these different things. But anyways, enough of that for the moment. Sorry if it's, not trying to be too down here, guys, but, it's just the realities. You guys, actually, we all can relate different ways depending, on your area and the world, what's going on there and how the reaction is. It seems to be pretty much the same. So, but this is what it is when you do this, So, we're going to all have to adjust, some more than others. I mean, some countries and places, they've had their own famines or different things they already have dealt with, so they're way more, I'd say, just off the bat, you can be having more mental preparation for something like this is pretty damn good already, let alone the means to do whatever you got to do. But yeah, you just got to keep it simple. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. You just keep it simple. The more everybody the less we can all move, which I know I'm not part of right now. I'm moving, and we're all going to be doing some moving. But the less of it and the interaction, more or less the interaction. The moving, I don't think, is like driving around. It's not the worst thing, unless they find some kind of thing with that, But yeah, keeping it where you're not maybe in contact with many people. You're just keeping it very basic, and that's all about the best you can do. And then you go home and you keep your home clean, keep yourself clean, and constantly just, stay on top of being clean. Is the best, the next best thing. So that's about it, guys. Well, anyways, let me stop for now. I'll get back to you guys, and that'll be, wrapping it up shortly. All right. Hey guys, back on. Sorry about that. Noise and shit. Just got in the car. So just finishing up here for the day, for the evening, late. It's now Tuesday, technically. So, it's, whatever the fuck day it is. Oh, it is. It's St. Paddy's Day, I guess. Or it would have been. I mean, it is. It's just not St. Paddy's Day because we can't do a damn thing. Or not in the traditional sense. So just what we got to do. That's what's going on. Shutdown everywhere. Kind of, not everywhere, but pretty good amount of stuff. That's for sure. Oh man. So yeah, that's what's going on, man. Just fucking making it happen here. Keeping it flowing. But yeah, it was good work. Definitely nice to work. Very grateful I'm able to. Looks, everything seems okay so far. We're busy. Well, that part, yeah, we were already good. We still got more, we got plenty. That's fine. think we're pretty isolated, so that's also good. And it'll stay that way for the remainder. But like I said, it's not like, oh, this is so it's really not that unusual work-wise. This is already kind of how I'm, up until recently, mostly, there's been a lot of times it's been on my own, a lot of times. But, and, if it's been with other people, it's usually, that's right, fucking close that gate. Alright, go out this way. But, fucking A, man. It's the only thing leaving these lots late. I have to get used to that part. They close out the gates. It's like a little game. Which gate can you get out of? But, what was I going to say? Oh, God. Yeah, but here and there, the most I'll usually have worked with is like 2 and 3 people at the maximum, usually, in a room. And it could be a little tight, a little small. But, that's really the extent of it. So, it's not that, it's not that different. I was going to say not that bad, because it's not that different for me. Like I said, being that I work with, I've already worked with so little people, and a lot of, I don't know, a lot of different times throughout doing this, I've worked on my own a lot. So it's just what it is. And so that's good. Just glad, like I said, I'm just glad that we're pretty much, we're keeping it, able to keep it normal for ourselves and then some. So it looks, just keeping fingers crossed. Hopefully we keep that way. I think we will. I feel good about it. Just trying to keep that positivity up. But it's been I'd say really now, what would it be? Almost like, we're pretty much coming up on a week of all this, like where it started to hammer down as far as like, this has changed, this is that, this is, and then today was, between yesterday and today, it's like, wow, it's like, holy shit, depending on where you're at and everything else. So, we're just right in the midst of the beginning of a couple weeks, and for some things, I guess it's a couple weeks. For other things, it's longer. I don't know. I'm talking about, when I talk about that too, I'm talking about here in LA. As far as I knew, or what I was gathered, like I said, and I didn't see anything else yet, but restaurants and bars supposed to be a couple weeks, but I don't know. So we'll see. So, basically it's like, somebody put it good, I think I retweeted it too. Somebody put it right on. They said, basically like, hey, none of us know shit. Basically, like, so we're all of a sudden, everybody's an expert about this and that. It's true. It's very true. So I'm not trying to, I don't want to, I don't necessarily know everything that's going on. Nobody really does. I mean, we know what's in front of us, right? All we can know is what's in front of us. This, that, basic stuff, and that's it. And keep it simple. But everybody reacts and thinks differently, and the paranoid side of people, they start, they think everything's a fucking saying. It's dead out, to be honest. I have to say that real quick. It is late. It is like almost 1, but and this is a quiet side of town, so to speak. But, yeah, there would be some people out there. That's for sure. There would be a little more action, because there are bars around here. And some restaurants would be done by now. Bars would be... You'd still be getting a bar crowd right now. In the late diner type shit. So, yeah, it's a trip, man. It's just the way it is, but it doesn't feel, great. Fuck. I don't want to go past that, but whatever. I already fucking... Alright. Anyways. Sorry guys, I'm just being mindful here. Make sure I have this available. Oh shit. Really? Just pulling out my fucking work badge here. Nah, I'm just reacting. See some police activity ahead. Not too concerned. Just being a little... It's actually good for me to do, just in case if it gets to that. If for some reason I'm gonna get pulled over. What are you doing out here? I don't. We're not in that effect, but I just have my work badge right out just in case. So that way it's like, hey, finishing work. So it's all good. But anywho, yeah, see, it just makes you think of things. Oh, there's people at Bob's. Interesting. Maybe that's the work staff, though. Probably so. So, yeah, it's just wild, man. Oh, wow. What's going on? Okay. Accident incidents. Alright. That's that. Like somebody on a bike or something? Who knows? Alright, cool. Burbank. Yeah, Burbank, they're a little, I could see them being the ones asking people where they're going and stuff. Now that, hey, if that's going to be what it is, that's what they're going to do, But, nah, who knows? I don't know what the deal is. Didn't look like too much, so I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, it's calm. But yeah, just in case, so yeah, might as well be ready for that kind of stuff in case it would happen. But yeah, everybody's like I said, we just gotta... I know I'm gonna be repeating myself a little bit here, but so is everybody else, I guess. Oh, okay, there you go. 7-Eleven's open. Yay. So if I do want to stop and get a beer, I can get one. That's good. Not that it's super important and all that, but that's kind of nice. I do have... I got a little something to drink anyways if I need. We'll see, though. I might make a stop. There's one closer to my house. Yeah, I'd rather I always like getting out of this. It's still fine. We're good now. But, yeah, it's Deadsville out here, guys. Wow. For real. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But, yeah, we're just in the beginning, the true beginning of this process. But it's, it should be good. We should get a good, I hope we can get a good handle on it. And we can get back to more normal. The sooner the better. I'm sure it's not going to be all of a sudden just whatever, but we'll see. It's time will tell. And we just got to be patient. Easier said than done for most, but like I said, I'm very happy for now to continue to be able to work. That's really a nice help. Yeah, if you're not, anybody that's the people that are out of work and all that, That's tough. But, you know, like I said, I wouldn't, I'm glad I know the little bit I know, resource-wise and all that. But yeah, you just, you know, I wouldn't, it depends on your situation though. If you can wait around, if you can, you know, if you got some money or, you know, or whatever, you can make it work for the meantime on your unemployment. I'd say, hey, do whatever you got to do, or if that's cool, then fuck it. But I know mostly that's never the answer. People aren't necessarily cool with whatever. But nah, man, this is when you know, yeah, that doesn't mean you have to rush right to it. But I would start looking online. There's a lot of different. You just got to start brainstorming and YouTube, and there's a lot of different things to get into, and maybe it's some stuff people already know, like whether it's affiliate marketing or otherwise, or surveys, or, you know, there's a number of other things. What do you call it? Transcribing, typing, which there's tricks to get around that. You don't have to sit there and type. You could use programs to do the work for you. There's a lot of things that are like digital and online related, and eBay. I mean, yeah, you just gotta start looking and be open a little bit or a lot, and start finding, you know, just, hey, find these other ways to make some dough, you know, make it happen, do what you got to do in the meantime, get your unemployment if that's the case, and do whatever you got to do, you know, and even if you gotta risk your unemployment, try to make a few bucks on the side, you know, do whatever you got to do. I'm not, you know, I mean, it is what it is, right? So whatever it takes, just make it happen. But, yeah, it's not, obviously, you know, it's not making it easier for that, but, you know, there's at least, there are some options versus, you know, what it would have been years back, you know. So, but that's about it. Just hold tight, you know, and like I said, if you got bills, you know, if you got bills you can't pay, then you just, oh well, I guess you can't pay them. And, you know, like I said, hopefully companies honor that. They should. It's quite ridiculous because it shouldn't even be any question. It shouldn't be no problem there. But, you know, it's funny, I'm seeing that everybody wants, now all these companies, again, everybody wants to get bailed out from this. Casinos are trying to, you know, now the casinos are coming into the mix, and it's ridiculous. Like where's the bailouts for regular people, man? Never. But that just shows you, it's like, these are the owners of the fucking, you know, this is what it is. Those people that get that, they own. Excuse me. They own this. They own the politicians. You know. That tells you a lot right there. So it's pretty. You know, whatever. But we'll see. It's just in the beginning of some things. So try to be hopeful that there's other relief coming, but even if outside of that, like I said, there's a way. It doesn't. We shouldn't have to rely on the federal level. I think amongst companies and yeah, just amongst companies and landlords and otherwise, like they should. All they got to do is they step up and go, you know what, blah blah blah, you know. Yeah, so, but we'll see. But it's gonna be crazy. Yeah. But yeah, you know, I'm hopeful that it's pretty quiet. in a lot of ways. Like, I'm sure some things you're gonna have some incidents, probably already have, just don't know about them. You know, not everything is reported. Always remember, even in these events or not in these events, you know, we have a false sense a lot of times of what's actually going on, but, you know, probably isn't a bad thing in a way. Like, it's stressful enough living life regular and all the other things we hear and encounter through news and all that stuff. So, like I said, yeah, probably good not to know every little thing. But yeah, I'm just trying to stay positive with that. And people try to, hopefully people can keep cool. But yeah, just got to keep it. Best thing, just if you can't, just keep it simple. I mean, it's pretty simple anyways. Just go to work if you can, if that's still going on, and then you go home, and that's it. And if you have to make a stop, just be mindful. And I mean, it's definitely low. You're definitely in a low contact rate now. Right now, I'm on. The freeway's dead. And again, like this time of night, because it's 1 in the morning. I mean, it definitely, they could get kind of quiet, on the normal, but this is like real light. Yeah, I'm just on the 5 now. Now in a couple hours, trucks they're already coming, but by 3 a.m. they really start coming down. That's all, like, probably a lot of the produce and all that. It's another good advantage being in California, produce-wise. We're in a real good spot, because, being that we're here, we got most of the nation's produce, so, we're going to get ours pretty solidly. And, yeah, shout out to truckers. If you have any I don't know, I don't try to forget anybody. I don't necessarily, I try to shout out people in different ways. I don't know everybody. I don't know your guys' names. I don't necessarily know this or that or the other, but probably wouldn't doubt some truckers listen to me. Shout out to you guys. If you're out there trucking wherever you're at, awesome, man. You guys kick ass. And especially in this time, thank you so much. Any delivery people, food, doesn't matter, large, small, or otherwise. Keeping things moving, that's fucking, we need it. There's certain things we gotta keep going, and I hope you guys stay safe. I hope your bosses and people, I hope they're doing the right thing as best as possible, but just hang in there and hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys are all good when it's all said and done. So, yeah, man, that's about it. Oh, okay. I'll make the stop here or not? Fuck it, I'm gonna make the stop. I'm gonna grab a beer, fuck it. I'm grabbing one for the road. Why not? It's on in Krizakin. Nobody here. There's a couple people fucking pulling up, right? A couple of us fucking pulling up here. Ain't that something? Alright, hold on for a minute, I'll be back. Alright, fired it up here. Just stopped, got a couple beers real quick, so that's good. That was kind of nice. A couple other people were coming in, but yeah, it's dead. It's real dead out here. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I haven't been out this late for a while much, but it's more dead, definitely, than it would be. I mean, it's Monday, and it's rain. It was rainy. I mean, it could have been on a regular time. It would have been light, no doubt. But yeah, it's definitely a difference. Oh, it's kind of nice. Getting down closer to my neighborhood, though, where it's pretty busy, man, quite often. I mean, I could see lights coming my way, so still a pretty good flow going there. So we'll see. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely, it's slower. I'm not gonna no lie, it's definitely slower. Let's okay, we got some more police activity up here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, hopefully nothing crazy. I'm sure it's probably just, these are just traffic and like traffic stop type stuff. The other one was, guy was on a bike though. I don't know what happened there, but like a bicycle bike, not a bike. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he looked drunk. Something. You never know what who they're gonna pop sometimes, or for what. Especially over that Burbank side. I think they're a little more antsy. But I don't know. I'm not saying it's for no reason. It's just there's a bit of a difference here on this side. Usually you're doing some shit. There's a pretty, they're not just trying to get anybody quite often. I don't know, it's different. Okay, just a regular stop pullover. Alright. That's the end of that. The guy left, no problem. So, just probably some normal stuff. Might be easier in a sense for the police. You have less people on the road to fucking monitor. Oh yeah, I'd hope so. I honestly hope, I don't know, I hope there's some breaks for police. Maybe it will be, I hope so. Maybe, at least on the road, quieter traffic-wise, so that's kind of naturally, just that alone, that is going to make less accidents, less people out. Less, bars closed, I mean, that should reduce some drunk driving, but people are going to be at home getting drunk, doesn't mean they won't go out and drive, so, that's not 100%, but it's definitely, it's got to bring, oh yeah, it definitely brings it down. Bummer for the Uber drivers, though. If you're on the late night, your usual, people like to do late night, you're really, good luck. You're not getting any fucking rides. No way. Barely. I'm sure there's some rides still going at this hour, no doubt, but it's like, for what? Going to somebody's house, going to the store, I guess. I mean, they're going to have some randoms. They're still around, I'm sure. And then you'll get I guess you'll get to the airport, but even that, yeah, I'm telling you, it's more, deliveries are more where it's at right now. That's where you want to be. Fucking with. I'll just keep saying it. Yeah, get on some deliveries, man. If you're looking for something, that's probably a good place to start. All right, guys. Well, anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. I think we've covered it enough at this point, I've talked enough on this podcast. I hope it's helping you a little bit. I know it's not always like I'm not so super entertaining, but I'm trying to just be there with you guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure we're all thinking similar things or whatever, so if it has helped in a little way, I'm glad I can do that. So anyways, I appreciate it. You guys have a good week. Be safe, stay inside, do whatever you got to do. All right, take care.